because you're the one who's paying attention to this. Pay attention. You're the one who's listening, right? This is how you can save yourself from eternal damnation, and you can help save the young brother's life. Right here. We're going to show you. Read that again.
1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 2. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication.
Because when a man and a woman is lying down together having children or having sex, not being married, it's considered fornication. That's breaking of God's laws right there. That's part of the reason why this happens to us. You might not think that us being lynched on trees and our homeland being taken from us, first fire, last hire, little brother, you might not think that. Just listen, brother, I'm not your enemy, bro. You my younger brother, and I'm only going to tell you things that's going to help you. That's it. We ain't here to. Just listen, brother. Just listen, brother. Just listen to me. Just listen. You might think that this is not connected, brother, but this is part of the reason why we went into slavery in the first place. Us being lynched and shot on the streets because we don't know how to honor God's laws. Hear me out. Read it again.
Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband.
So to avoid what we call casual sex is fornication in the Bible. It's wickedness. Now give me that word.
Verse 12.
Yeah.
But to the rest I speak I, not the Lord. If any brother hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away.
So in the case of this brother, if he was believing the Bible and he's following the law, statutes, and commandments, he's doing what the Bible says do. Him following it sanctifies you whether you believe or not. Long as you're doing based off of you loving him. Okay? That's what please to dwell means, that you love him enough that you're going to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, right? You don't believe it or anything, but there's a vice versa. So we're going to get into the vice versa. Come on.
And the woman which hath an husband that believeth not.
So say you're believing, you're listening, you're trying to find out who you are according to this Bible and what you can do to get salvation, right? Read.
And if he be pleased to dwell with her.
Now, if he loves you and he's pleased to dwell with you, we don't have to believe in it. He can stand off to the side and not believe it. But if he's following, so if God says honor the Sabbath day and keep it holy, and the young brother learn how to keep the Sabbath day holy. If God say there's a dietary law, what you can eat, what you cannot eat, and he follows it, he's sanctified based off of your belief. So this is how you love this brother, right? First, you got to require that he marry you. First, the next thing, you got to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments in order to help this brother's get salvation. Come on, read it again.
And the woman which hath an husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him.
So you don't leave one another based off of that because you're pleased to dwell. You're willing to follow because you love one another, right? You love this sister, right, young brother? Okay, exactly, bro. We're not your enemy. You might think it came off as we being your enemy because you might not like to be told what to do, right? By your own brothers. See, but the white man tells you what to do every day. Okay? Yeah, brother, come on, man. You're not that tough. We know, we know. Listen, bro. He tells you exactly what to do. I'm going to show you how. You said you got 2 jobs, right? You pay taxes. You pay FICA. Okay. Who wants your check to be garnished? You paying for something that you don't reap the benefits of these buildings, right? Exactly. This is what we're telling you, brother. Right. That's why we're telling you you're not that tough. You're only pretending to be. Nobody wants to give up FICA and pay taxes to something that they're not reaping the benefits from. If you were all out hardcore, you would tell the government, no, don't take my taxes out. So let's not play games. When it comes to the so-called white man, you listen to him. Like with that attitude, you ever go to Schumann?
No, I didn't.
Okay, you have never been to jail? With that attitude, brother, you can look forward to that. You will look forward to that because the so-called white man puts us in position to have to perform crimes. He put us in positions to be in the lowest level of society. Give me Deuteronomy 23 and 17. Sister, because we're not entertaining the young man. He's so manly, but he don't know how to marry the black woman. He's so manly that he live at home with his mama. Don't you? Exactly. You're not that much of a man. You're still a kid. So when grown men speak to you, brother, you should listen.
No, you're not my fault.
Read.
Deuteronomy.
Your father's not around, brother. All you got left is us. That's all you got left is the Bible, brother. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 23.
Listen, that's that tough, effeminate stuff. Now you
I'm
acting
not
like a
being
little
tough,
girl,
but don't
brother.
tell me how I
Now
run
you
my
acting
life.
like a little girl, brother.
I'm not fucking crying,
Stop
bitch.
acting like a little girl. You said you crying, brother.
You
You act like a grown man. You acting like a grown man, but you doing this to your sister.
Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
Because you are not willing to marry her, but you lying down
How am
with her.
I not willing to marry her?
Right? Read it again.
Fucking 17 years old pussy.
Stop doing a grown man's act then, brother.
I'm not doing
Come on, read.
Nor a Sodom,
Your little Peter in your pants, brother. Come on, read.
nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
Read it again from the top.
There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
This is what we're out here for. We're to prevent our women from being whores. Although you've been taught and learned that all your life and you see nothing wrong with it, but today's a new day. Today's a new day that the men of the Most High God bring back this Bible to our people. Understand something. The reason why we are in the conditions we are in right now is because of little boy actions. The black man don't know how to stand up and guide his nation. But those days is long gone. Those days are ended. Give me that in Matthew 15 and 1. Matter of fact, I need where the little boys are stoned. Where they were stoned. See, because we're no longer under this death threat penalty. When our little children acted out of order, there was a time where they were put to death. See, but the scriptures still say the wages of sin is death. If you don't follow this Bible, you're going to die. Or you're going to live a life of mediocrity. Or below mediocrity, because that's the life that we live. Read it.
Deuteronomy chapter 21 and verse 18. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son.
That's what this little young brother's acting like. We out here in love. We're not disrespecting him. We're just trying to give the brother brotherly advice. Where's the wickedness in it? Unless you don't like to be called on your wickedness. You don't like to be identified as being a damn fornicator, somebody that's treating this black woman, the person that he loves, as a whore. Then, yeah, of course I would get mad. I would get mad too. But the thing about it is this. No one came to you in disrespectful. We're doing it in love. Right. It's just like a parent. A parent typically don't beat their children out of hatred.
Right.
You teaching them things through whooping they behind to put some type of fear in them that your life is in jeopardy if you run in the street, so I'm gonna spank your butt. Your life's in jeopardy if you touch the flame or the pot on the fire, because this spanking in comparison to that pot falling off the oven and burning your whole body, it's way worse. So when we speak it out of brotherly love to our people. This is not hatred. Come on, read.
If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father, or the voice of his mother, and that, when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them.
Meaning, I don't give a damn about that Bible until the Most High come to collect your soul. Then you begging him. You begging him not to let you die after 5 bullet holes is in your chest.
Right.
You begging him not to make sure you get 25 years after you so emotionally go out and murder your own brother because you can't keep your emotions in check.
Right.
And you praying to him not to make sure that the so-called white man give you 25 years to life.
That's right.
Read.
Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out unto the elders of his city, and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones, that he die.
Understand this. Look at this. This is the difference between their children and our children. Here's a black man hanging from a tree. Here's his children in agreement. They're in agreement with your black man hanging. They're laughing at you. This is the mindset of their children. They're serious about their business. The only way that they can control their livelihood, control this nation, is to keep you in the sin. Give me that, Judith. Okay, finish that out.
So shalt thou put evil away from among you.
Because the reason why we got stoned was because it put fear in everybody else. That's why the scriptures say rebuke those openly so others may fear. So everybody else can get a taste of what happened. The Most High is going to put you to death. Come on, finish it up.
And all Israel shall hear and fear.
And fear. Give me that in Judith. You got to realize, young lady, you got to realize, the so-called white man puts a bombardment of wickedness in your eyes every day, all day. At one time, TV shut off at a certain time at night, all right? You couldn't watch any more programs. And then the things that we seen on TV growing up, you didn't see. I mean, yeah, the things that y'all witness now, we didn't see that stuff. We wasn't privy to men and women kissing on regular TV and stuff. Nowadays, it's a bombardment of wickedness. It fosters fornication. It fosters single households. It fosters young women pregnant and young men not able to take care of their children. Believe me when we tell you this. So when you go home, brother, this is, and young sister, this is strictly out of love. But love is going to be a bitter pill to swallow. It's just like any medicine. It doesn't taste good.
We as a people, we all know this. This is a time bomb. If you get everybody on this level, that's going to be a war.
No.
Yes, that will.
Hold on. I'm going to
Yes,
get to that, brother.
that
You got that, Judith?
Judas chapter 5 and verse 20. Now,
This is what the so-called white man knows about us. Come on.
now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people.
So this is a council of military men, and they're discussing the Israelites, which is us, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. They're saying if there's any error in them. Error is another word for sin. All right, if there's sin in these people, read.
And they sin against their gods, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
So this is their war councils. They came to the conclusion that if these people are sinners, that's going to be their ruin. We're going to be able to conquer them. This is how they're going to lose the fight, because we ain't never been forsaken by God once we followed the law, statutes, and commandments. We won every war. Our name was wide and spread throughout all of the earth. Come on.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity
The flip side is this: if there's no sin, come on.
in their nation, let my Lord now pass by,
If there's no sin amongst them, leave them alone. Come on.
lest their Lord defend them, and their God before them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
This is on the table of every war council that's against us. Be it the Arabs, the so-called white man, the Japanese, the Chinese. Every nation on the planet has our record, and they know how to keep us ruled. They study us. We don't study ourselves. They study us. They know the kryptonite that's going to bring out our weaknesses.
Right.
So when they bombard you with MTV and BET about sex, that's all BET's about. Sex. There's nothing intellectual. There's nothing that's going to stimulate your mind to bring about a change. There's none of those things. You don't have no leaders anymore. Your leaders are not seen.
Dead.
Yeah, or they're dead. See, but here's the thing. Give me that where you're, Isaiah.
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
So those men died in the past. They wasn't able to bring this Bible out the way that it's being brought out now. Your teachers are before you. We're here, and we're not going to be removed no more. This is why we're established to the point where every last one of us know how to bring this Bible out. You kill one, there's going to be many more. You kill another one, there's going to be many more. The war, though, that we're battling is not a physical war. Finish that out and then give me our war is not carnal.
But thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee.
This is what the Bible's telling you, that your ears will hear a word behind you. Read.
Say, this is the way.
Saying this is the way. This is the way. There ain't no other way.
In chapter 10 and verse 4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
And I need, listen, brother. God said our weapons of warfare is not carnal. It's these laws, statutes, and commandments. I'm going to show you the prophecy on it. Finish it out.
But mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
By God's words, we're going to pull down strongholds. We're going to pull down the indoctrination that surrounds our mind about we're nobody, or that we just came into slavery for no reason at all. That we came into slavery for no reason whatsoever. We were just niggas and jigaboos, that the white man was smart enough and strong enough to come capture us. But the Bible said that the reason why you were captured and brought on cargo slave ships is because you sinned against the Most High. Finish it out. I'll get your question afterwards, brother.
Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God.
Yep. Go ahead, finish it.
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ.
Come on, give me Ezekiel 37. I want to say 8, where we stood upon our feet in exceeding great army.
Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them.
Okay, so he's saying he prophesied just like God told him to prophesy, and the breath came into them, meaning the breath of life. These commandments came into our people. Read.
The breath came into them, and they lived.
And they what?
And they lived.
Come on.
And stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
We don't have to fight any war, because the Most High is going to send Christ back. He's going to fight our war. He's going to bring down the nations. Then he's going to let us loose. But that's in the kingdom. That's not now. Until that moment comes, our battle is with these scriptures and the mindset that our people have. Our battle, we have a greater battle with one another than we ever would with the Edomites, than we ever would with the nations. The battle that we got is instilling self-esteem back into our people. This is the greatest battle that we have. Revelation 1 and 14. Hey, brother, I'm going to get this scripture and I'm going to answer your question. What was your question, brother?
My question is that you're talking about slavery and like as far as how the white man came over here, and I guess what they try to teach us is that history picks up from where they tell us to pick up at, but way before that, man existed. We're the original man. But are we not the inventors of slavery?
Are we not the inventors of slavery?
Correct.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ. Verse 14.
The revelation of Jesus Christ is the revealing of Christ. This is what the Bible, the book's about. Come on.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine braid.
Your hands and your feet, are they the same color as your face? Okay, come on.
As if they were burned in a furnace.
So this already brass, brown in color description is as if it burned in a furnace. Because Christ is a black man just like you, but our mindset, our mind state, the things that we've been taught and hold dear all the way up until now is self-hatred. We hold dear a lack of self-esteem, and we're okay with it, we're fine with it, to the point that we'll believe that the so-called white man is the best thing happening. Lesbianism is okay. All of these things, we grow up to think that that stuff is okay. But that's a lack of self-esteem and wickedness that's been planted in us, and it's fostered from that moment all the way up until now. Give me that, is that Leviticus 25? Yeah, Leviticus 25, brother. Now, you said a lot in that, right?
I asked a question.
No, I know. I'm just going to try and piece it together. Where they try to show We came over in slavery, and then they start the time frame from that moment on. That's one of the points. So the first thing we need to do is address who we are prior to slavery, right? And then another point that you brought out was, wasn't we the inventors of slavery as a whole, right? What we're going to tell you is that God is the inventor of slavery, because God said that all of these nations, if you would have followed his law, statutes, and commandments, would have been your servants from day one. But because you did not follow his law, statutes, and commandments, all of the vilest of nations, the lowest of, you know, if you're going to pick, oh man, if you're going to pick a chicken to eat, or you going to get the sick chicken, the one that was born with the messed up wing, you know what I mean? Or you're going out to pick a turkey or something, you're going to get the one-eyed one. What one you going to get? You're going to try to get the nicest looking one, right? The Most High said, because you didn't follow his commandments, he's going to put the weakest, the most grotesque and vilest of people above you. And you're his choice, you're his jewel, you're his most prized possession, Israel.
Leviticus chapter 25 and verse 44.
First we got to get this out the way, and then we'll open the floor back up for you. Come on.
Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids.
Hold on, what you say? I didn't hear you, brother. Hold on, no, I just need that statement, what you said, real fast.
I said that I don't feel like my question got answered.
Your question didn't get answered, brother. He just opened up the book to answer it. Be patient. Come on.
Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids.
What is a bondman and a bondmaid? What does that mean?
A bondman and a bondmaid mean that you were born into this shit.
A bondman, meaning a slave man, and a bondmaid, maiden, a slave woman.
Meaning
both of them.
You would be born into this.
No, listen, brother. Listen. Pay attention, come on.
Both thy bondmen,
your slave man,
and thy bondmaid,
slave woman,
which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen.
So all of the word heathen means nation. Other nation means somebody that's not Israel. God made a promise to Abraham that filtered down to Isaac, that filtered down to Jacob, that filtered down to his 12 sons, which is us. We make up the 12 tribes of Israel, that if we followed God's commandments, we would be on top of all the nations.
Right.
All right? So the nations was actually invented to be your slaves.
That's
now
right.
let's finish it out.
Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you, and of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids. Moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, they shall be your possession.
They should be your what?
Your possession.
So God invented these nations to be your possessions. Can't get mad at us. God said this. If God said it, I'm okay with it. I don't want it to be no other way, because I don't want to be the other nation's possessions. But let's watch. Give me finish it out.
And ye shall take them as an inheritance.
What?
As an inheritance.
So you inherited these nations. It was passed down from generation to generation. They are a part of your heritage.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.